Good evening and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series, where we have everything properly set up. We have the members of CT Hanamura Drift on the left-hand side, and we have Please Clap on the right. This will be a best-of-3 series for our Division C East. And if you're wondering how we got to Volskaya Foundry, I got you covered, friends. The home team this evening will be CT Hanamura Drift. They're going to be losing the coin flipped, opting for map pick priority on the side of Please Clap. They've banned out Dragonshire and Braxis Holdout. Towers of Doom and Sky Temple were banned out by the members of CT Hanamura Drift, and Volskaya Foundry will be our map number 1, chosen by the members of Please Clap. Let's go ahead and get on back into our draft, and hopefully everything is all correct. Yes, it's all there. There we go. Apparently they want some bans on Duratanis, but we're here on Volskaya Foundry. Things like Sylvanas are actually really, really powerful because of the fact that she can buff out the turrets. At level 4, she is Mercenary Queen, allowing her to use or to buff out the turrets by 60%. So it's kind of like having a little stationary Tychus there, and it really does start to shred into the into your team if you let that kind of sit and just dig into you. So getting rid of that makes a lot of sense right there. We do currently have the Blaze being banned out with a Jaina ban on the right-hand side as well. An actual Chen ban. Thank you for casting us. Thank you. Your co-caster is so annoyed by your mistake right now. I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. He's probably just like, dude, we could have been hanging on the couch by now. We could have been just watching a movie. And it's like, well, at the same time, we got games. Apparently there's not a Chinese ban, so people are quitting. Jaina and Tyrande on the right-hand side. We have a Chen and Blaze on the left, and a high priority onto Deathwing. It's a very brawl-based map. Deathwing was going to struggle here. Deathwing is going to struggle here quite a bit. Based on, I mean, I'm saying that now, but like, this could be an early Malthael, early Tychus, early Greymane, early Lunara, early percent-based damage. Like, Malthael Ana will be picked up here. Looks like the members of Please Clap are watching our previous game from Party Time, so they're going to be opting for the same kind of draft as we just saw. But Malthael is the first pick with the Ana. Not a bad choice at all. I really like this right there. As that's going to be Greymane to be picked up, so at least they take that away themselves. Stukov wouldn't be horrible here for some zone potential. You could look at Anduin as well, yeah. Because if you have, like, because I was thinking of, like, if you go into Lurking Arm just to force back the Malthael a little bit, but you can also go ahead and grab Chastise and be able to use that, either forcing the self-cleanse out, or, just slowing them down from even being able to step up. The other thing, too, is that the Anduin's Chastise can also aid you in some chase. You should be able to, if you can land a Chastise, you can then dive in with the Greymane. Deathwing can step up as well, so that might give you some opportunities for some extra damage right there, as this will be on a Malthael. We do have the ban phase coming through, and looks like they're going to get rid of an ETC. With the Greymane Anduin, that could work out pretty good. That's, you know, Light Bomb onto ETC, they can power slide in. Even if they miss the power slide, they'll still get the stun if they're, you know, getting into range. And then on the right hand side, I mean, I would say just get rid of Tychus, or you get rid of Leoric here. Leoric is Nazeebo is really annoying for Deathwing. Fun to lock him in walls. Oh, go Clap. What's up, Zulros? How you doing, bud? Good to see you, friend. Also, Marilyn, how you doing? Good to see everyone in chat. Thanks for coming by. Hope you all had a wonderful Monday. I had a moderately good Monday, but I guess I'm feeling a lot more tired than I expected, so my apologies for kind of the lackluster casting in a sense. Mal'Ganis will be picked up. Oh, is this a dark no, you can't target Deathwing dark conversion, so it doesn't matter. Carrion Swarm is just going to offer some sustainability, but they also grab the Li Ming as well. Oh, hold on really quickly. Sorry, I'm just posting all of the band talents and stuff right now. Garrosh, Brightwing, Mal'Ganis. There's no Garrosh. All right, cool. Sorry, I'm just making sure that we don't have any sort of, you know, things that pop up. 50 Shades of Honda. I'm jealous that silky smooth. If I ever lose my hair, give me your secrets. Gillette Fusion 5-blade, whatever the best Gillette blade thingy is, get that, and then get yourself some good shaving butter that's good for your skin. The hardest part is just finding out shaving butter that's good for your skin and not getting a negative reaction to it. Ana, Malthael, Mal'Ganis, Li Ming, Thrall. I don't really hate this draft at all. It's pretty brawly. It works with the Mal'Ganis. Thrall work together. Li Ming's able to dump damage in from the distance. Malthael can step up or maybe protect the backline. Ana can attack from range, so it's going to work out for them. Tyrael can potentially close that gap with the Eldruin Smite being able to throw that in and dive in. And you have the Junkrat as well with the concussion mines to be able to disrupt quite a bit as well. So, Bandit, what are you thinking, bud? What are you thinking about this draft? Do you think this is going to be a Deathwing strong play, or do you think the Deathwing's just going to get countered constantly? It's a little too windy outside. He might be having trouble focusing. You doing all right, bud? A little scared today? Yeah, it's okay, bud. It's just windy. You can Dark Conversion the Deathwing? No, I think we actually figured this out last time, because I think he's untargetable by it. Like, I swear we figured this out last time. Or maybe it's the Resurrect. Maybe I'm misremembering what the actual maybe it was the Resurrect on Deathwing. Maybe you can't no, that's it. You can't resurrect him, because I remember we talked about the glowing model on the map. So that is my mistake. You can Dark Conversion the Deathwing. You are right, Rodney. You are right. My mistake. Terrain gets created, Deathwing stops. Oh, terrain gets created. Yes. Few things are better than Bahamut and Bandit casting while one is still at work. Probably a beer, or getting off work early. What's up, Valk? How you doing, bud? I also used this Gillette 5 blades, I think. Gel was 4 years ago. Current blades. Yeah. Dollar Shave Club sponsor him, please. Come sponsor me. I'll come talk about your razor blades. People asking me about what I used to shave my head all the time, so that wouldn't be horrible. Maybe I'll look after the stream. Let's go ahead and get on into game number 1 on the left-hand side. We got CT Hanamura Drift. Danler's going to be getting us that booty shake on top of Shrivs is going to be on the Greymane. Brickhouse is going to be on the Junkrat. We have Jenzer's going to be on the Tyrael, and Night Knight will be on the Anduin. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Please Clap. Wolf will be on the Ana. Lizandra's going to be on the Mal'Ganis. We have Lazy Hydra on the Li Ming. Lothar will be on the Thrall, and we have Golden on the Malthael. Let's go ahead and check out our first... Oh. Interesting choice. Also, extra wound timers for the Junkrat. Not something I see too often at level 1. But hey, we'll see how it works out for them. Do you ever polish my head? No. Deathwing is unable to be resurrected. Yeah, no, I was confusing the two. Because I think there was a game when there was a Dark Conversion, but there was also an Ariel with Resurrect, and I think that's what I'm confusing. Or it was just in the same night. So, either way. It was my mistake. I corrected it. Deathwing can be targeted by Dark Conversion. But Malthael is going to be forcing them back in this bottom lane right now, and that's going to be a bit of a struggle consistently throughout this game for them because, well, if you're not able to step up, it's going to be a bit of a rough go. They are currently in the Destroyer form as they had that kind of leap forward, or that strike, if you will. As you just saw that once again right there, and that kind of AoE is their W. So I've been slowly learning. I'm trying to learn every single, all the names of everything, but at least we kind of, we're figuring out what abilities are in what form, and so we can at least discuss, changing forms and stuff like that. But currently going to be having camps on the left and the right-hand side going to be grabbed for the fortification camps. You want to grab those pretty early due to the fact that you are able to then cycle them back. You're able to cycle back to them during the first objective phase, maybe when you lose a member, or maybe you get a pick onto the enemy team, and so you have a little bit of time. You can rotate your friendly members over there, grab that, and then be able to be a bit of more of a nuisance, and you have more items to be able to sustain the damage over the point. Golden, stepping up in this bottom lane, is going to be forced back a little bit, but here's the thing. They've got good self-heal off of this mini-wave. We're actually going to be seeing quite a bit of their health pool jump back up because of how they're playing this. They're marking both sides of the mini-wave. For anyone that doesn't know either, Malthael does have a cleave on their auto attack, so that does allow them to hit and mark more enemy heroes or members or units with that shroud mark, so that way they can use their W and actually get the actual lifesteal from it. I was trying to think of the ability, but I can't think of the ability off the top of my head. I don't play enough Malthael, and so we're going to cheat here, and we're going to find out, because I believe it is not the Wraith Strike, not the Death Strike. It is going to be actually their Soul Rip, which is actually the Q. My mistake. The W is actually what gets you, what actually lets you dive behind someone and kind of get in that, well, that killing position, or at least chasing position. Control point A is going to be unlocking here, so they're going to go ahead and grab themselves a camp on the left-hand side. Members of CT Hanamura Drift just trying to pressure up top lane a little bit further. Meanwhile, Please Clap is going to be jumping onto the point with a little bit of an advantage here. They are looking a little bit higher in experience. No kill over to the either side just yet. We can actually show where some of the experience is already coming in from. Looks like Mercenaries has a decent chunk, but obviously you can see Minions right there is the majority. We got about 7,000 to 8,000 coming in from both sides. Passive is around 4K, so it's both are kind of neck and neck. But you know, we'll see how this control point A is going to be switching up that experience, because, well, excuse me, you have top lane pressure coming in. Almost tried to I tried to drink water and then cast at the exact same time. Excuse me, hold on. That didn't work out. All right, we have sevens on both sides in just a second. Whew. And we will be having control point A going over to the side of CT Hanamura Drift. If Deathwing can be hit with Leyline, does that allow the abilities?
Stop me if you've heard this one before.
Try to respond to Bahamut's questions, and as he answered them before the delay catches up. Yeah, I know, right? Sorry, I'm trying to skim chat and see if I miss anything. Whew. All right. Feel like Bahamut observes on a higher graphics setting than I play on. I have everything maxed out in the game. Like, if you look at my settings, everything is at the highest setting it can be for this game, because, well, I'm casting. You gotta have it fancy, as overtime's gonna hit. Greymane the first one to go down. That's going to be Tyrael getting picked off as well. Gonna try and use that passive, but Golden's actually gonna be able to step aside and not get hit by that one. I don't think it would have killed them. It would have been close. They would have been pretty low in their health pool, but control point A is going to be shifted over to the side of Please Clap, as CT Hanamura Drift will be cycling back. This is what I was talking about with the fortification camps. If you have some time, maybe some downtime during the objective phase, this is the moment where that can all work out for you to be able to have that extra pressure. And so if the enemy team tries to step back up to this, which they should, I would expect, they at least have something to defend a little bit better with. Lazy Hydra going to be throwing out a little extra damage as well. Going to be poking out onto Deathwing, who does have, actually didn't go into Draconic Might at level 1, so they don't have that protection that they, every time you lose an armor plating, and right now they're losing a whole lot of armor plating as they're going to actually get the kill onto Malthael. That's the main nuisance. Tyrael will be traded out in that faction, so it's Diablo for Diablo, but we do have the Greymane traded out for the Mal'Ganis, so now we're just swapping to Warcraft heroes, but our first Trigla Protector of the game will be picked up with 9.5 to 8 in levels, and with the moment that we're in, or kind of in the spot we're in, we can go ahead and look at some of the other numbers. Deathwing going to poke at this a little bit with that Skyfall that they took at level 7, but we still have top lane up and available, and with the enemy team just now rotating back up, this should be easily, they should be able to easily grab well from this, because the gunner should be able to get majority of that over the wall. Currently you have Genzers chasing out the Thrall, trying to force them back further, but they've got a very healthy Trigla Protector. I'm wondering how if they actually rotate in the bottom lane to maybe play this aggressive with that, or they try and open up mid further. They got roughly 30 seconds and 30-some% left on this, but they're going to look to just keep pressuring up top lane, maybe be able to get a kill and then look for a fort. It's definitely plausible, but the big factor is they're not able to get a lot of damage into the enemy team right now. Li Ming is one of the people inside the Trigla Protector, and obviously Ana is as well. That's going to be a little bit difficult because you need that Ana to be outside if you're going to try and step up. You don't want to be taking too much damage and getting whittled down, and then maybe, I don't know, Junkrat can step forward and burst you, or, I don't know, maybe this hero Greymane can use something called Dark Flight and then close the distance and be able to burst you down, and then also have more chase potential with that. Nanoboost is going to be going out to the Thrall, who's going to be shifting their attention from the support camp over to the side of Tyrael, who does end up getting picked off. Going to try and get that trait value onto one player, but actually ends up hitting the camp. I don't know if it actually did damage to the camp. Is there a last right's not even needed, as they're going to go ahead and soul rip. They find the kill, and that's going to be support camp grabbed by the members of Please Clap. They have that biotic emitter. They could look to push up top lane a little bit further. And this is actually a massive advantage for them if they're able to get this fort down. One, it's going to be periodic catapult pressure. Two, it's going to be passive experience gain. But three, and most importantly, which I'm going to leave for the third point, of course, is going to be the fact that they can play this top lane, control point be so much more aggressive. If they take a team fight and they want to chase the enemy team, they can chase all the way down to the keep front gate. But Deathwing going to be trying to make a play happen here with the Cataclysm into the backline. Going to be having Light Bomb onto Genzers, who's able to chase in further. Going to connect onto Lizando, as we do have a lot of players going back and forth here. That's going to be Thrall getting picked off. The Earthquake was used by them. Mal'Ganis did go into Carry and Swarm at level 10, so we don't have to. We're not going to be seeing a sort of Dark Conversion shenanigans, but Genzers ends up going down, and that's going to be the Malthael being picked off as well. Carrion Swarm was used. That's going to get some healing back for the Mal'Ganis as they're looking to use the Razor Swipe to back out. Lazy Hydra gets hit with the Nano Boost, and you're seeing them trying to throw out those combos to get the kill into Danlore, but it's not going to be happening. They're going to have to Hearth back for some mana. But the other thing to note, too, is we've had quite some time elapse since our Triglet Protector went down. I think we're about 1.5 to 2 minutes from the availability of our Control Point B. So during that time, it's going to be obviously closing any sort of experience gaps that have formed. One of those being is going to be the 13 talent that's about to roll through. And it's the momentum that they're building on the side of Please Clap. It's 5 to 7 in kills, but it's a lot of these team fights have felt like they're being held in favor for the members of Please Clap, and they're just able to back out with maybe one loss and a kill versus the opposing side who's been taking, I'd say, the majority of the loss in a lot of these team fights. But it's still early. We're only 12 to 13 in levels. They're going to be easily able to close that gap, and they should be able to fight over Control Point being on even talent tiers. On a quick note on talent tiers of questing objectives, 16 out of the 30 stacks on the of the Crash Lightning for Thrall. Typically, I say echo the elements because that's what they take, but Crash Lightning sitting at 16 out of 30, and I can get the reasoning why taking it here. You expect to be brawling out against the enemy team quite a bit. You expect that you should be able to get a lot of easy stacks around these points. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that's been the case, as they've been forcing back the enemy team so much that they're really not brawling out in the extended moments on these points. It's been more or less brawling in the lane around the points, and that's why you're seeing Thrall throwing out these chain lightnings, but they're jumping here and there to a player. Skyfall being used by the Deathwing on Lizando right there. They're trying to get a little extra damage onto them. Malthael going to be rotating up. They do have that on a pale horse. They have that increased movement speed. They get another 20%. Yeah, 20% movement speed, so that's why you're going to see them at 150 rather than what you typically see, which is just the 130% when you're all mounted. How much health does the sidewall have? How much side does the gate? Wait, why are you asking about health of the sidewalls and gates? Hey, thank you for that. That's going to be the Sanctification pulled out for the Tyrael. We have the Tormented Souls with a Nana boost as well from the Malthael, trying to just shred through the enemy team. Shivs is going to be going down, but they do end up taking it down to Li Ming. They get the Thrall picked off as well, so it's 2 for 2 thus far between these two, and Danlore just going to be trying to throw out that damage, but they're taking quite a bit themselves from Golden. They find the kill onto Deathwing. Control Point B now up and available for our red team, as 37% went to the side of CT Hanamura Drift, but they're going to be able to capitalize on quite a few kills, and they're going to hold this over for now. No DC or LR last rights, I'm assuming. DC. Dark Conversion. Okay, sorry. Yeah, no, we were talking about Dark Conversion in the game or in the draft, but this I wasn't. This kind of, because of the nano boost from Ana. I was thinking that it would be there because of that. Last rights potentially, but I was thinking the nano boost would more or less hit the Li Ming and you'd still go for the last right stacks. But hey, either way, this is going to be the case. We also do have Bellowing Roar being picked up by the Deathwing as well. So they will be able to utilize that. Also, as a note, they won't be able to use it in their flight form. So it's, I believe that's if you do try and use that, it's like a insta loss. I don't know how it works. I just see that it's one of the banned things right now that you can't use it while flying.
Blue team has taken control of
Because they were smacking a gate and not bursting to the sidewall. Ah, I see. Deathwing coming in with the Cataclysm. Going to be looking for a flank into the backline once again with that one. Li Ming going to be blinking backwards. Does get hit with the Nano Boost if I'm not mistaken. No, she didn't. Okay. So I thought I saw that that energy glow around her, and it's a little difficult in some of these players. But either way, They're going to be taking this Triglav Protector through the top lane. I talk about this quite a bit. There's three main ways I see this control point B Triglav being used. This is actually one of the least few options I see due to the fact that it's really difficult to be able to get a keep through this. But now the big thing is you're getting a keep in top lane. You can play control point B so insanely slow. Lightbomb going to be coming out. There's Tyrael diving out as well. Wolf is taking so much damage. Riptide will be finding the kill onto them. Lozando in this backline is just trying to shred into them, but I don't think it's going to work out. They do have the carry and swarm, so they can pop that. Oh, okay. I thought it wouldn't do a 10-second cooldown, but it actually didn't. Jenzer's going to get hit with a whole lot of damage. They end up getting picked off. Tyrael does, excuse me, Malphio going to be going in here with the Tormented Souls, trying to dive onto this Gray Man who goes the wrong way in the conveyor belt and does get picked off as well. Li Ming is going to be throwing out quite a bit of damage, and Danler in a bit of a rough spot does end up getting picked off. They tag the camp, but I think they're absolutely fine with this as they're going to be able to then push this in through the top lane. And I don't think they're going to be ending here. It is 30 seconds on 3 players, but I think they can get more value across the map. Obviously, you can see them right below the screen. They're going to be grabbing that fort right there. And this is going to be Golding pushing out the way further. And they could probably actually grab the fortification camp, if not the fort down here. Well, we are going to be up in 16 talent tiers on both these sides. Let's go ahead and show some of the other numbers. We haven't looked at those in quite some time. It's been a little bit since we've looked at the damage experience and the healing from both sides. But I gotta say, please clap. They've built a strong momentum behind themselves, and they look comfortable. It's realistically, how do you find your way into these team fights? And Li Ming and Ana are obviously strong targets, but you have this strong front wall, if you will, between the Thrall, Mal'Ganis, even the Malthael is threatening quite a bit just because of how much AoE damage they're doing and just kind of the zoning potential they bring to the table. But you can see right there, Lazy Hydra throwing out those combos. Whew. That's not something I want to be getting hit with in the face with. They will be achieving 20 talent tier in just a second. I think they realize this. They're going to try and play before the 20 talent tier hits and try and take this fight. There was actually the camp in the way of a combo from Li Ming. That's going to be the Cataclysm coming through from the Deathwing. A lot of damage going to be coming out thus far. Bellowing Roar was used as Wolf is going to be thrown over to the right-hand side. Tyrael gets picked off. Greymane goes down. Mal'Ganis was thrown off, I believe, from a concussion mine. Danler going to be on this point. Ends up getting picked off right there, and Li Ming finding another reset. Mal'Ganis will be hearthing back, and we have top lane pressure really starting to amount in favor for the members of Please Clap. Malphio looking to just, oh, I think they were looking for Brickhouse. I was just like, what are you chasing in right there? But it's going to be, Brickhouse should be able to clear this out just fine. They're going to have to go into the Hall of Storms, but their core should be fine. Yeah, this minion wave will actually retarget a lot of these units, and they're actually going to use the concussion mine to spread them out, puts the catapults around a little bit further, maybe so some of the structures can actually attack them, or even just let the minion wave step up so they're going to be aggro into the minion wave rather than a structure itself. But you've got just about everyone coming back to life. We've got our third control point popping up, and this looks like the members of Please Clap will be able to control this until the opposing side can find 20 talent tier. But Malphio just constantly soaking around this map. Currently has 37,000 rounding up on siege damage. Golden doing a great job of constantly making sure the experience is coming in for the friendly team. And then also the big thing too, not being picked off the way they were. In many situations, that would have been a horrible, and that would have gone absolutely sideways. But they were able just to get out of range of the enemy side, and I believe they were also mounted so that 20% movement speed from On a Pale Horse really helped them out. All right, seems like they're gonna try and make this play without 20s. Ooh, this is risky. Oh, I like this decision from them. I was like, they're poking at this, but they really don't need to. The invade's coming through. Malthael's going to use the holy ground right there to make sure they're not going to be able to step up onto this. They're going to go ahead and clear out through bottom, or through the top lane, but coming in through bottom. Going in through top?
Blue team has taken control of a protector.
You gotta take out the sidewalls. You don't want anyone to know where your Triglav Protector is. It's not like it can be seen universally across the map or anything. No. I'm sure they were just taking out the sidewall just so they can remove that vision and while they were just rotating around. But gonna be poking in through this mid lane, gonna lock down the keep, gonna be using the dive from the Triglav Protector to be able to get into top lane faster. That's gonna be the Deathwing using the Cataclysm into the back lane. Lightbomb coming out onto Jenzer's, connects onto one. There's gonna be the Holy Wards, or excuse me, the Sanctification coming out. There's a Belling Roar as well. Thrall gonna be going down. Triglav Protector is actually saying, you know what, my team can die, I really don't care. Or they'll actually go go ahead and try and get some kills. Tyrael ends up going down, but the Triglav Protector is going to be the one that says, cool, I'm done with this game. I'm just going to go ahead and end this right here, and this will be game number 1, going over to the side of Please Clap, as they have made a smart decision and went straight to core with the Triglav Protector. GG, well played. Oh, Valk, how you will be surprised. Lukaden, how you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. I agree now. All right, let me get a message out to the team. All right, just finding out what map stuff they want to do really quickly. All right, let's show talents, and then we'll get going here into game number 2, everybody. Yo, thank you so much for the tier month, 3 months of Twitch Prime. Thank you for bringing your Twitch Prime all the way over here.
Subscribed.
Thank you so much.
For sure. Thanks for casting, man.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's pull it back to Bandit and I. We got everything updated. We just got to find out what map they want to go to, and then we'll get going here into game number 2. Should the blue team have attacked sooner? Perhaps they could have whittled it down enough. Yeah, I think it was the threat of 20 that kind of worried them. They seemed to be very unsure once that hit of what they wanted to do. They played it a little aggressive. They started to back off. I can't blame them. It was a bit of a rough spot, and the enemy team kept constantly beating your team up during every single team fight. So yeah, I'm not surprised. So they're asking me if a map is open. All right, we know what map. Drunk Dwarf, thanks for using your Twitch Prime here, bud. Thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying the stream. I'm glad you're enjoying the content you see, and thanks for supporting. Enjoy your Baja Rages, your Asthma Pogs, your Finger Guns, and your Oh My Gods. Thanks so much. Thanks for supporting. Seriously. Let's get Night in here first, as I totally know what side to put all the teams on properly. I swear, I actually know how to do this. But really quickly, on a note of casting, if you are new to the channel, if you haven't been here before, you stumbled in or something like that, welcome. My name is Bahamut. I typically am casting Monday through Thursday. I am typically casting Heroes of the Storm as well. Different leagues is kind of the what ends up happening. So like this week we're doing all NGS. Next week I will be casting here Monday, Tuesday. I have something on Wednesday, and then Thursday I'll be doing S Division on this channel again. So keep your eyes peeled for information next week, because there should be some cool casting happening there. Obviously, the best way to know when I go live is you can follow here, or you can, and if you've already done so there, if you have Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter, where I typically post my schedule so you can know when we're going to be going live and with what games. If you don't have Twitter or you don't care to use it, you can join the Discord. I have a channel called Please Don't Mute, where I literally post my Twitter post after, and that talks about what I'm going to be casting and what time and all that good stuff. So if you are trying to keep up to date and you want to know when games go live, stuff like that, that is the best way to do it. The big thing to note too is on the Discord server, we do not use everyone. We do not use here. The only justifiable time when I ever did it was the first time I ever casted on the Bliss Heroes channel. I think that's okay to do. But yeah, that was the only time where I think I was like typing it out and I was like, this is justified, but I used here besides everyone. So the only time I'll actually ping you is if I'm actually doing your replays, which we do have a replay channel. That replay channel is mostly, I actually need to repurpose that, because it's essentially just a pin to a Google Doc that says, hey, go here and upload your replays. So I think what I'll do is I might have to purge that channel, just have that so people know to go to that channel, click on the link, and then boop, you're all done. And then lastly, I do have a YouTube channel which you can subscribe to as well. I don't really make any money or anything off of that, and I've really never have cared to try and make money off of the casting. Just I enjoy doing this because it's fun. I enjoy all of you. But if we do hit 100 subs, we do get a unique URL link, so we can be youtube.com/Bahamut Gaming, which would be cool. But you can also subscribe there because I often do upload these games within 1 to 3 days. I know 1 to 3 is a bit of an odd one, but it just depends on how much backlog we have. If it's Thursday, there's other games that are coming up through the week and all that kind of stuff. But those are all the ways that you can keep up with the content for the casting that I do have. And with the end of my ramble, literally everyone just got into the lobby. So let's go ahead and find out if they're ready to go, and we'll go ahead and get into game number 2. Okay. Oop. I think Lothar didn't finish Crash Lightning. People who don't complete Crash Lightning equal boomer. I don't know what. Okay. Oh man, a big treat for Bandit is 20k. Hell yeah, it is. All right, let's go ahead and get into game number 2. Let's make sure we're all set up here. We've got them, we've got them. Let's push the button. Let's go ahead and find ourselves on our second map. I hope you're all ready for this, because I know I am. This is going to be a good one. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. My name is Bahamut. We find ourselves here on map number 2 as on Alterac Pass, and if you're sitting at home wondering how we might have gotten here, it's all right. I'll get you covered on that information. The home team this evening is going to be the members of CT Hanamura Drift. Sorry, I thought I had my notes backwards. They lost the coin flip. The members of Please Clapped opted for map pick priority in game number 1. Dragonshire and Braxis Holdout were banned out by them. Towers of Doom and Sky Temple banned out by the members of CT Hanamura Drift. Well, Sky was the first map chosen by the members of Please Clap, and they won that. The members of CT Hanamura Drift opted for first pick priority in game number 2. So Please Clap has decided to take us to Alterac Pass as our game number 2. Let's go ahead and get back into our draft and find out what we get here. Bandit, will you leave your camera online so I can AFK watch you to get enough points to get treats? But then it would be a different channel with a different currency. And I also don't think if Bandit had his own channel, he wouldn't be affiliate. So he wouldn't have channel currency because I think it's only affiliates and partners. You've been saving for 5 create, now there's a 20k. Yeah, we created the 20k on like Wednesday, Thursday last week. But the 5k ones are still up for grabs. There's tons of bark box treats and stuff like that. Either way, let's go ahead and get into our draft. As we do have an Alterac Pass, we're going to be having a Malthael being banned on the left-hand side. We have the Jaina on the right. Trying to think here, what are we going to be getting? Do they try and respect something? Like the Li Ming was really annoying to deal with. They're going to ban out Chen. They really don't want to deal with the Chen. Who can blame them? Chens are always really fun. I think it was actually Lazy Hydra was pinging me over my Discord server today, talking about how they had a Chen Wandering Keg game, and the response was just like, yeah, they didn't want any of their friendly members to be able to use their abilities as well. All right, cool. Just responding to stuff, making sure that we're all good. Alrighty, what do we got here? Hey, don't act like this is your only channel, Bahamut. I only have one channel. Sorry, Dad, we had no choice. Tyrande gonna be banned out again, so it looks like there's someone who's a little unhappy about not being able to play Tyrande. Deathwing, though, will be the first pick coming out from the members of CT Hanamura Drift. I'm not opposed to it, but it feels like it actually got punished quite a bit consistently throughout the last game. Like it felt like it was just constantly being berated, and these teams just couldn't do anything about it. These teams, just this one team. Greymane for the first pick. Did they go for a Malthael with that? No, they go for the Ana still. They want to make sure that they have the Ana to control all the healing as well. Sorry, I'm just making sure that the heating in the house is going to go down a little bit because it is. Oh no, it just swapped to eco mode, which means it doesn't think I'm in the house anymore. All right. Love the HTC draft music. Thank you. Thank you. It's if you. By the way, if you want it, it's on loud. Don't act like this is your only channel, Bahamut. Reread that one. What? Don't you act like this is. Only your channel. Dyslexia, thank you. But it is my only channel. I swear. It's also Bandit's channel, yeah. He's not the one who's probably gonna have to pay income tax on it though. You know what I should do? I'll just mail the IRS a bunch of treats and they'll be like, you know what, good enough. We do have this arena being banned out on the right hand side as with a Li Ming, Deathwing, ETC, it would be sustained damage and poke, so I guess getting rid of that makes sense. Also siege potential from it's pretty powerful as well. They don't have anything main tank wise, so they could ban out something in that realm, or they could be getting rid of Leoric or Malthael here. Actually going to be getting rid of the Mal'Ganis. They don't want to see him stepping up into the face of the enemy or themselves once again. But here, I still think like Leoric's still up and available. That could be in your solo lane, even up against the Deathwing, or you just Malthael once. Or excuse me, I keep saying Malthael, but there actually that was the first ban. Tychus is still up, an option as well. I don't know why my brain was just jumping all over the place with that one. Just remember, go Tigers. Exactly, Bean. Exactly. Joanna actually going to be grabbed here. So they're going to play this a little bit slower, but they're going into Falstead. Falstead actually does have, if you go into auto attack build, so you could go into Season Marksman at 1, Hammer Gains at 4, Secret Weapon, which you don't typically see, but that could be picked up at 7. You go into Mighty Gust, or even Hinterland's Blast at 10, because you can't control the Deathwing with a Hinterland's Blast, or with the Mighty Gust, you might as well throw on my damage. 13, I believe you actually have Giant Killer. So you could actually, by 13, deal a significant amount of damage when your hammering is out. We'll have to see here. We'll have to see what this Falstad goes into, but it definitely could be Season Marksman auto attack build, which is something we used to see ages ago. The other thing too is I was actually thinking maybe we even see Hanzo for the poke potential, but maybe they don't have a Hanzo player. And then Yrel will be the last pick coming out from the members of Please Clap. Say hello for Brazil. Hello, Brazil. How are you? Trade treats for Bandit Bucks, premium currency. Exactly. Premium currency. Thank you all for being here. Thanks for memeing with me. Gust everyone else and kill Deathwing. I mean, Zul, you're not wrong on that. That's definitely an option as well. Unless they go, oh no, Holy Word Salvation is just a protect from damage, so I think you could still you can still gust that away. So yeah, you could just go gust everyone and kill Deathwing. That might be the game plan. Gust everyone. That means that Greymane only has one target for Curse Bolt to technically hit. I mean, he has to land it still, but it's going to be a lot easier than trying to, you know, get that Curse Bullet between a lot of enemy heroes. So you know, you could still go Gust. You know what? I'll take back my statement. You can definitely still go Gust here, but the one thing we're gonna have to find out is how the map actually goes, because we're here, we're ready to go. Game number 2. On the left-hand side, we got the members of CT Hanamura Drift going to be trying to take us to a game number 3. Danlor is going to be on the Deathwing. We're currently going to be seeing Jenzer's on the ETC. Shivs is going to be on the Maiev. Brickhouse will be on the Li Ming, and Night Knight will be on the Anduin. On the right-hand side, we got the members of Please Clap. Golden's going to be on the Yrel. We're going to have Wolf on the Ana. Lothar's going to be on the Greymane. We have Lizando on the Joanna. We have Lazy Hydra on the Spectral Falstead Pirate skin. I gotta be honest, like that, when that skin came out, like the Parrot one is good, but or like there's like a Pirate Parrot one or whatever, but that Spectral just so very good. All right, let's get into our mid lane. Let's check out what our first level looks like, as well as what we're going to be getting into for our first kind of brawl here. ETC did go into Block Party, which actually does affect the friendly members around them. We also have Aether Walker for the Li Ming. Maiev is holding level 1. I would expect it to be... Actually, it could be Manaisha's Memento. Okay, so it's going to be Bonds of Justice. I was really thinking, I was like, I doubt they go into Spirit of Vengeance build. There's only like 1 to 2 players that I know when I cast them that actually that actually go into that Spirit of Vengeance build. It's very difficult, just because it's mechanically heavy. It's very, you know... I want to say Twitch heavy, but like if you're like a Tracer player where you have to kind of be able to be very twitchy and very responsive with what you're doing. Li Ming almost getting the Arcane Orb splash damage out onto Golden right there. So no first blood, but going to force them back to the Hall of Storms, as we do have Lothar rotating up to make sure they're picking up the experience. But overall, good back and forth thus far. See, Falstad did go into the Wingman at level 1, so going to be building up that Lightning Rod damage. So they're going to be looking at just grabbing that, and they still get, you know, I'm going to force the barrel roll, but nothing too bad from that one. He's going Gus. J-How will murder us if he goes Hinterland's Blast. We just don't tell J-How, okay? Just don't tell J-How. The game I saw played at BlizzCon, I saw just how solid a Gus at separating a Deathwing from the rest of their team. Yeah, that's very true. There's so many different ways to play around that. It's really interesting. I'm excited to see how this is going to be working out. Lazy Hydra being forced back. This bottom lane is just going to be a bit of a struggle for them, as they don't really have anything to kind of deal with the Deathwing till about level 10. And Deathwing is actually forcing this lane pretty effectively. For anyone that is wondering, Falstad does have currently 21 stacks, and they actually, for every one bribe, you get 5%. So obviously we're seeing 0% because they've just got their first 23. But you have a maximum of 80, which means you can get a total of 4 stacks. Each stack will be 20 minion kills or 20 of, well, minion kills, I believe. I don't think you actually get stacks from Deaths of Heroes. I don't think you actually get any stacks from Deaths of Heroes now. It's just purely based on minions. Pirate Parrot? Parrot Pirate? Parrot Pirate Pirate? Exactly Zua rolls. I could not remember what was the name of it, but he's a pirate and Swiftwing is a parrot. So I think it's the Parrot Pirate. Probably Pirate Parrot. Either way. I hope you're enjoying this. Prison locations will be opening up in the top portion of our map right now. Currently have, it's going to be for a 30-second timer. It goes up by 10 seconds to a maximum of 50, so the second will be 40 seconds, third and onward will be 50. Just so that way, if you're wondering why these are starting at 30, if you in your typical games are like, wait, I always see them at 30 or 40 or 50, it's because they scale it to a maximum of 50 per. So by the third one, it's going to be a little bit longer, but still going to be able to grab that. Falstad now at 41 stacks, they are able to bribe 2 units. Unfortunately, there's nothing really on the map to bribe. We do have our siege camp respawning in the next 6 seconds. They could rotate over there and at least steal 2 minions, get 10%, right? Yeah, get 10% total, and then be able to have that extra pressure into mid lane. I mean, there's still to clear out 1, but Power Slide from ETC is going to be setting up quite a bit. Lothar and Wolf getting very low here, and that will be first blood of the game going over to the side of CT Hanamura Drift. Urel top lane still soaking up. That was a really good dive onto the enemy team. This will allow them to be able to channel this up for a couple seconds, but death timers are pretty low. They should be able to defend against this. Should is the opportune word. Burning cellular data because my home ISP doesn't load Twitch. That makes no sense to me, Langaria, but thank you so much for literally using your cellular data to watch my stream. Thank you seriously so much. That makes me feel pretty good inside. But we do have the counter channel coming in from Lothar, so they stop it at 9.3 seconds left to go. This is going to be a flight in from Lazy Hydra, throwing out a hammering right there to poke onto the enemy team. They did go into Boomerang at level 7, so get a little extra burst of damage when they hit that Q a second time when the hammering is optimally close to an enemy hero. But the other factor too with that is it does offer quite quick wave clear. You're able to just get into more, you're able to get more minion damage out. Seems like these teams are just going to be cycling back into lanes to try and get the get closer and closer to 10 talent here. Lazy Hydra went all the way into bottom lane, did show there. Are going to be having the camp in mid lane being finished out, as we noted that Lazy Hydra was going to be able to steal away the majority of that, and that's going to be a lot of damage onto Genzers, who's not able to make it out. They lose their hat and they lose their guitar as they end up going down. Shiv's in a bit of a rough spot, does have to get the blink out of there. We have a running joke with one of my friends that his name is Kriv, and one of the first times I ever casted him, I called him Shriv, and now I keep seeing Shivs over here, and I keep wanting to say Shriv the entire time, so my apologies to them when they eventually watch the replay, just to be like, wait a minute, that's somebody. Yeah, my apologies, I screw up on your name right there, but channel does come through in favor for the members of Please Clap. Chastise was close to connecting. They're not going to be able to land onto anyone with that. Speaking of landing, Deathwing is now back here and ready to fight into this enemy team. Currently going to be using Cataclysm into the backline right there. Channel coming out. Actually not going to be able to get the interrupt just yet on either side. Lothar getting very low. Huge Umbral Bind pulling them in, and that's going to be Greymane going down. Camp is going to be canceled out by Night Knight right there, so they get the kill onto the Greymane. That's a reset for Li Ming. Wolf in a bit of a rough spot as they end up getting picked off. and the back and forth continues as they get 2 more kills in favor for the members of CT Hanamura Drift. But with that, they should be able to grab this objective phase. Now, Falstead's trying to finish this out as quickly as possible. This is another map where I wanted to point out, when the objective is, you know, grabbed, all of the camps disappear. That's why you're seeing on your minimap currently, this one is still yellow. There's no, you know, boss disappeared, their own disappeared. It's not like they're, you know, red or blue anymore. They completely go away. So it's something in your own games. If you see that happening, and it's not every map, but most maps remove the camps from availability during the actual siege phase of said objective. Shivs is going to be able to get that blink out just in time. Brickhouse coming up here as well, just to try to throw out some extra damage on this Li Ming. And we do have our first objective phase popping up. Let's check out mid lane as well. We do have 10 Talentiers popping up on both sides, so we can cycle through the other numbers. Curse Bullet was out from the Greymane as well. Currently going to be having Lazy Hydra in bottom lane. Did go into Mighty Gust at level 10, so we don't need to try and dodge J-How for the next month or so. They're going to be just fine, you know, being able to talk to us. No. Biter Grenade coming out from Wolf as well, and that, as you saw, it will buff out the friendly members and debuff the enemy side. Golden in a bit of a rough spot. Umbrobind pulling him back. They have the Ardent Defender just in time. Are going to be trying to get back out here, but that's going to be the Chastise connecting. Oh my god, Righteous Hammer to force back a couple enemy members, and I cannot believe that Golden made it through that gate, but they put a lot of assets into that top lane. While that was happening, Deathwing needed to land in mid to make sure that Greymane's push wasn't going to be too much. While the Deathwing was forced to land in mid, that means they can't take off for a little bit. They know that this pressure in top lane is mounting, so I think they're going to try and make a play happen with this, but they end up backing off, and both the teams will kind of just reset, get prepared for our next objective phase. Lazy Hydra's getting free push in bottom lane, and I think after they get this tower, they need to back out because of the fact that they haven't seen the enemy team in quite some time. They do have Gust, but as we said in draft, that's only going to be affecting the Deathwing, who gets 1 leap. That's going to be Power Slide from the ETC. Lazy Hydra doesn't have another barrel roll, but Golden's going to be down here as well. They don't have Ardent Defender for the next 67 seconds. Lazy Hydra throws some healing out onto, Wolf throws some healing onto Lazy Hydra as they hearth back fully. What are the stacks for Falstad currently? 28. So they can burn. They can get 5% from this camp right here as it's being a butt to us, so we have to look and see. 20% on the Lightning Rod bonus damage currently as well. That's a lot of bonus damage. The Apocalypse Shovel, what is up, my friend? How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming by. My pleasure. Have about 4 gigabytes to burn till 15th Kappa. Oh, wow, yeah, so, yeah, okay. Not that big of a deal for you then, huh? How come the UI doesn't show the Deathwing ult from the beginning? It's because we currently use the Aliobs, and there is no Aliobs update for Deathwing patch. Aliobs has only been updated for when Cura was released, so it's something that needs to be updated. Honest to God, every time I go live, or before I go live, when I'm setting up stream essentially, the first thing I check is actually the Aliobs website to see if he's updated it. The defending team got 2 gates, the objective team only got 1. Great defense. Not even Fountain's down. Whew. So I'm just looking around the map right now. Because usually I'm watching all the players and I'm not watching specifically what they all got during the objective phase, but yeah, you do make a good point as that's going to be a lot of damage right onto this Greymane. The mosh pit comes out as well and they get the kill onto them. No way to interrupt that right there as the Cataclysm will be coming through onto quite a few members. Lazy Hydra's here, but I think the goal of using the Gust is not going to work out as oh my god, the Warden's Cage is just a touch too late. Golden does use the Ardent Defender and ends up getting picked off regardless. 2 for none. Resets for Li Ming. Genzer steps up onto this camp once again, and this should be another objective phase going over in favor for Hanamura Drift. Second one of the game. What is our Falstead? Sorry, I'm looking around map just to see what's going on with everything. Falstead's at 20%. They're not going to try and bribe through mid. All right, we're going to pull away Talents really quickly just so we can see a little bit more on the map. As that's going to be Shivs pulling in 1. Lothar getting very low. Combo from Li Ming coming out. They've targeted this Greymane constantly as there's a Curse Bullet up in the next 9 seconds. That is going to be objective going over to the members of CT Hanamura Drift. Golden's going to be trying to make their way out as Lazy Hydra, I think, is looking for an angle for a Gus, ends up having to use it just to force back the enemy team. So it's going to be a 60-second cooldown. Not the longest thing in the world, but still, just it's a 60-second cooldown that they're not going to have in case the enemy team does try and dive them. 82 gigs into my infinite data since I need a second monitor. Once you get a second monitor, then you're just going to say, I need a third monitor. Loth are going to be getting very low right there as the Cataclysm comes out from the Deathwing as well. They did go into the All Shall Burn at level 10, so that's going to be the, right? All Shall Burn? Burn Beneath My Shadow, excuse me. So that's going to be reset when there's a fort that goes down, so that's why you're seeing that cooldown off right there. Falstad in top is going to be clearing this out. Yrel in mid is going to be clearing that out, but bottom lane is going to be the priority. Now, bottom, top, I would say are a little bit more impactful than mid. Granted, mid, you know, you do have the double null camps, but top and bottom are also your boss lanes, so you are able to then feed in the boss a little bit later into the game to maybe add some supplemental pressure. This is going to be Golden coming in as the Cataclysm comes through, and that's going to be Ana getting picked off immediately. The resets for Li Ming have been just way too devastating for the members of Please Clap, and now this keeping bottom lane is going to be starting to go down. That's also going to be 20 reduction onto the core health, the 12 armor. Oh my god, core physical and spell armor. There we go. So you're going to see right there, you have one of the shields falling, the invulnerable status goes away, and it's going to be 40 spell and physical armor. As we jump over to the opposing side, they have the invulnerable because all three keeps, and also still 60 and 60. Lazy Hydra will be grabbing this camp over here on the right-hand side. What do we got? Okay, it's just not showing stacks properly. 30% bonus damage on that lightning rod. It's really starting to scale. But here is the boss play that I was talking about earlier. This is going to be some supplemental pressure they're going to be adding in through bottom lane. They could actually go for double boss on top of this. They could look to try and go for the top lane boss afterwards when the enemy team is going to be dealing with bottom lane. I don't think this defense will be as successful. Yeah, I don't know about that, yeah. Scothar, how you doing, friend? Thanks for coming by. Hope you're enjoying the games. So there's going to be 3-4 showing in bottom lane. They got a camp of their own to deal with in this mid lane, but you can already see they're already starting to go to top. Let's actually jump over to the vision for our, yeah, we have Lazy Hydra's vision right now. So we can go ahead and keep an eye on this, because this is what they're currently seeing on the red side. They know Deathwing is somewhere over here. They can see the enemy team is coming up for this, and so they themselves are going to say, you know what, this bottom lane boss, we're going to have to leave that to core. We need to make a play around this. It's 16 up on both sides. Falstad showing up here. Let's actually jump over to the opposing side vision as they can see where Falstad is. The boss is falling below half its health, but now the cavalry is arriving. ETC is trying to interrupt as much as possible. Lazy Hydra looking for some sort of play, but that Gust is actually going to be used to force out the mosh pit. We currently have Golden sitting under the point. The Ardent Defender's not up for the next 18 seconds, so they're going to have to find a way to stand on this point. They're not going to be able to force people around with, they're not going to be able to force Deathwing off with the Righteous Hammer. Gensers will be pushed off. That's going to be, boss going to be picked up. Armor Bind going to be pulling Lazy Hydra. They find the kill onto Yrel as well as Falstad. ETC will be going down. Lizando's trying to put some pressure onto Brickhouse and maybe even into others as the Cataclysm comes through, but it ends up just hitting a wall. Shivs is going to be getting picked off, so it's a 2 for 2 thus far. Lizando very low. Greymane trying to find the damage into this Deathwing and manages to do so in that Worgen form, but now boss needs to be dealt with through this top lane, and it's going to be a 2 for 2 trade. Most of the members hearthing back, and we kind of reset the map here as our objective phase, third one of the game, is up and available for both sides. Ooh, Please Clap needs to win next objective fight. I agree, Apocalypse Shovel, and that right there, I wouldn't consider that a win. I would consider that that was a trade. That was overall a trade. I don't think either team realistically won too much. Well, no, the members of CT Hanamura Drift won out because, well, they got the boss, they got a lot of damage onto this fort, which is currently on fire. No one put that out before they left. Falstad is back, or I don't know, they actually didn't get picked off, I don't think. No, it was Falstad and Yrel, and it was Maiev and ETC. But they're currently sitting at 42 stacks. They can bribe 2 if they wanted to, so that way they can get up to that 40%. But I think they're going to hold and look for 60 stacks and then try and bribe this when it pops up in 1 minute and 20 seconds. Meanwhile, in mid lane, everyone going to be back up here. Let's actually, I'm going to quickly look. Falstad does have flight up and available, so if they do need to fly in to join the friendly team, they can do exactly that. Deathwing and friends are starting to threaten. Righteous Hammer going to be charged. That's going to be Deathwing flying on up, just flies right into the bush. I don't know if they were seen, but definitely they aren't going to be noticed in bottom lane anymore, so I'm sure that's going to be called out, or at least being called out that they're in top lane. But it's 18 up on both sides, 9 to 3 in kills. I heard a train mount. I just realized it too. Either way. No one going to be able to grab this. What are our boss timers? About 3 minutes and then about minute 30. Mid lane does have that null camp pushing in. That will take down the fort when it's left to its own devices. They're on a bit of a timer with that one. And they do have to also make sure that they're not going to be giving over a level. Huge curse bolt coming out. There's going to be the gust. That's going to be Deathwing using the Cataclysm to actually get away currently. Going to get some shielding as well. We currently have a split fight. Shivs is a little bit low here. That's going to be the Warden's Cage. Buys a little bit of time. A couple members just purposely hit the wall so it's not going to interrupt. That's going to be Skyfall coming out from Deathwing. Does try and get some healing in that armor plating. Is going to be the light bomb onto Jensers, and that's going to be forcing the back. But that is a kill that they needed on the side of Please Clap. Granted, the momentum from CT Hanamura Drift has been pretty much in their favor, and this is, I think, the one time they're being slowed down here. Jensers is trying to do their best to disrupt. That's going to be Deathwing landing. They are full backed. They're back to full health and armor plating. Ooh, that's going to be an interrupt onto Golden, trying to get the Avenging Wrath dive into there. They're going to be just using a little bit of self-sustain as well. Curse Bolt's up in 23 seconds. Not convinced on the Wingman pick since they have Greymane for camps. Yeah, I mean, I think they've been doing a good job of cycling both around, though. 45% on that Lightning Rod bonus damage, dear lord. And the reason you're seeing these two talents is because they actually pair insanely well together. This is what I actually usually take at 13-16 due to the fact that I usually go into Gathering Storm at level 1, and so that way I can actually get cooldown reduction on my hammering, but this also gives you cooldown reduction onto your Lightning Rod, so you're able to throw that out more often. Gus is going to be forcing the ETC away, and they end up getting picked off right there. 20 talent here is just a sliver away as Brickhouse is going to be going down. They'll find 20s on top of that, and now there's going to be the channel coming in from Lazy Hydra on the right, but they find a kill onto Anduin on the left-hand side as well. This is going so sideways for a team that held the game so very well consistently through the early game. We currently have Lizando going back, needing mana, but also needing to make sure that they're going to be clearing this out in bottom lane. These Reaver minions do a decent amount of damage and can tank. Now, it's still decently early. I say this as we're 18 minutes in, but these Reaver minions aren't tanking as much as you know, when we're looking at the 22 to 24 minute mark. That's when really I would say you have to worry. They're going to give over this top lane fort, but I think they knew that was going to be happening. Falstad going to be soaking up more, currently sitting at 31 bribe stacks available, but they have 45% on 45% increased spell power. Is it spell power? Lightning increase the damage of Lightning Rod. Yeah, I believe it's ability power damage. So yeah, it'll be you're increasing the overall damage by 5% every single time. So it's gonna be currently a 45% increased damage. That is just whew. Gus, turn that around. Yeah. Just steal their camp. Can't really do that if they keep grabbing it, as it's almost off cool. Like every single time it's off cooldown, they seem to be grabbing it, which is what you want to be doing with that camp. It's a very low cooldown, so you want to always be making sure that that's going to be forced into mid lane. Offers you a lot of good siege potential as well as even team fight potential, as it does remove armor. You can see that that armor being reduced, or not removed, but reduces armor by 20 on the Joanna, and it maxes out at that. I believe it's 4 every single time, maxing out at 20. All right, let's see here. Let's pull away the talents really quickly. It's 20s up on both sides, so it's even talent tiers. But the first objective for the members of Please Clap is they're going to be moving in through mid lane. A lot of damage going on to a couple members. There's going to be the Warden's Cage coming out as well. There's a big breath coming out from the Deathwing, as the Wind Tunnel is going to be coming out from the Falstad as well. Shivs is going to be going down. The Ardent Defender going to be used just in time as Li Ming gets picked off. They actually kind of baited Li Ming. I think she was banking on getting that reset off of Golden, and they end up getting that kill right there. Storm Shield is going to be used as we have top lane and bottom lane camp coming in here. Now, typically a lot of teams and games I've casted, I rarely see it end after one keep going down. I feel like at least on a map like this, you need at least 2 keeps down because of, just as I noted before, it's this physical and spell armor. Now, since the top lane went down, you just saw it drop down to 20, and you also saw one of those little shields go away. Curse Bolt connects onto this Deathwing, and there's so much initial damage that's thrown onto them. Unfortunately, the Hall of Storms will not heal Deathwing. It'll just protect them from incoming damage, as the core is going to be falling rapidly, and the members of Please Clap turn around in the later half of the game and take game number 2, take our second series 2-0. GG. Well played. I was not expecting. I was expecting a game 3, chat. I was 1000% expecting game 3. The way that CT Hanamura was playing that, I thought they had the momentum. I thought that they had everything going well in their favor. It wasn't even 16 talent here. It was like the 18 to 20 mark area is what that really started to change it around. God, that mustache looks good. I had 11 deaths before this series. Now I have 18. Woo! All right, let's see if we can get a short interview with one of these players. All right, just turn off my little tea heater. I wonder if the captains wonder if I'm having a stroke when I'm like I rarely spell the entire sentence. Does one player want to do interview correctly? And there's a D somewhere in interview apparently. I was just trying to type it as quickly as possible, but let's go ahead and get a short interview with one of the players, and let's ask them how they felt about game 2. I started playing URL today, 6 games total. Dang, Golden. You played it good. Oh. And at this time, we're going to be joined by the captain. Hello there. How you doing? Congratulations on your 2-0 victory.
It was absolutely amazing to be here, and it worked out quite well. I'm proud.
Let's talk about game 2, because game 1, you all looked comfortable. You looked dominant. And, you know, we can talk about all the great plays you made, but that game, you were in the driver's seat. It was good, and it just seemed like the enemy team was constantly in the back foot. Game 2, this Alterac pass, they really, it almost seemed like they had your number early game. What was the shifting force that did it for you? Was it a team fight? Was it a gust? Was it a talent tier? Can you talk about that?
So I feel like there were 2 parts to it. First, once we started to get our ultimate abilities, that's what a lot of our draft was built around, was having good heroics that are able to like help counter a lot of their stuff. And for myself personally, that's the series in which I've died the most, and so essentially all of us just took a moment and said, hey, let's reevaluate how this is working and try to play around it better. Before this, I've had 11 deaths total over the course of all of the games. In that one alone, I had 7. So I was just not playing well. I just had to say, hey, what am I doing wrong? And they helped point it out, and through the help of the team, we were able to start pulling it back.
It was a really good game, and like even chat called it out. Lazy Hydra's gust in the later half of that game really helped you all. Like there was some really good zoning gusts that came out. Like it was actually, as you were pushing in to end the game, the wind tunnel from him really actually helped a ton, because it stopped anyone from stepping up and helping Deathwing, and you guys just shredded through that. And then I think it was Golden was supposed to go down in that last engagement. I think the Li Ming was banking off of that reset and then just didn't die, and I was just like, oh god, like that end push had to be so difficult for the opposing side, but also such a relief for your team.
For me, the part that really caught me off guard was him going out and being able to isolate the ETC in that last fight. For the objective, that really secured a lot of it. That was so good. But I had a blast casting these games. I don't want to keep you too much longer, but so before you run out of here, any shouts that you'd like to give? The floor is all yours, my friend. Well, I'd like to really thank both my own team for playing well and the enemy team for putting up a good fight. I always love it when both teams play their best, and that was certainly a fight that we had to work for.
Well, thank you so much for the interview. Thank you so much for the games. This was an absolute blast, and I can't wait to see you all further down in season number 8 of NGS. You have a wonderful night, and congratulations on